And we are back live. I was not able to get our radar string to work, but we do have a tornado warning for Hardin, just north of Hardin anyways. This is going to be in Hardin, Texas. This severe tornado warning is in effect until 4:15 4:15 Central Daylight Time. And this is for radar indicated rotation. Again, a tornado warning does include the areas north of Hardin, Texas. Main county is going to be. Just bear with me, folks. This tornado warning is included into Southeastern San Cotoni County and Southeastern Texas, Northwestern Liberty County and Southeastern Texas, and South Central Polk County in Southeastern Texas. Again, this tornado warning continues for another couple of minutes. We got 26 minutes on the warning. It does not expire until 4:15 Central Daylight Time. To show you where our couplet is, it is currently sitting right over 105. So if you're anywhere near County Road 105, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is over a fairly rural area, but we do have some towns out and about here. It looks like a couple homes are scattered across this area. So if you do live in the area that this warning has been issued for, go ahead and be seeking shelter. If you're in Lum, Macedona, Franklin, Jacob Settlement, Maram, Duckton Settlement, Big Thicket, Labali, Benvea Settlement, Trinity Rivers Lake Estates, Mansion Lake Estates, Marvels, Ray, Big Ticket Creek Moore Village, and Raymore going into Holy Grove, go ahead and be seeking shelter. We just got a new tornado warning issued now for the areas of Atosoka, or Atosoka, I would say. This warning is now in effect for 24 minutes. I'm going to post this here on our Twitter page, so if you want to get local updates for your area, I will be sharing this to our Twitter page at WeathermanNick1. This is a new tornado warning for this area. If you're also in Dayton, Texas, be seeking shelter now. This is another area of rotation. This is over a fairly populated area too. Put as many walls as you can between you and move into a sturdy room away from doors and windows. Now bear with me as I try to send this out. This warning is in effect until 4:15 Central Daylight Time for radar indicated rotation. There we go. Post is sent out on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you will be able to see it. Another couple cells out here that's been rotating for several minutes now does continue out here towards the Houston metro. We got a little bit of broad rotation just south of Houston, broad rotation towards Pasadena, Texas. That's going to be east of the downtown Houston metro. And those rotations will continue. We got a new tornado warning that was issued once again for the areas of Quansines in Texas. That is going to be southern Tyler County and western Hardin County in southeastern Texas until 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This is likely going to be a tornado on the ground here very soon, if not already. It tightened very quickly, and we actually might have a CC drop. That is likely a tornado on the ground. So let me go ahead and send that out as well. If you are just now tuning in, we likely have a tornado ongoing in a fairly populated area near the Sam Houston, Trinity River Lake Estates, Franklin. Very tight couplet on the radar is continuing, and this is moving into a rural area, but smaller communities is in this area. Go ahead and be moving into a sturdy building away from doors and windows, and put as many walls as you basically can between you, or put between you, and move away from the doors and windows. Please, 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 if you're in a mobile home, get out of the mobile home now and head into another a sturdy shelter. If you're caught outdoors, do the same. Get out of the way and move into a sturdy shelter. So again, a tornado is likely ongoing now with this very, very tight couplet around the Franklin area. If you are in this general area, you need to be seeking shelter now. I'm saying this as vocal as I can, because this is a dangerous situation, and this is currently situated over an area where we do have some towns within the region. A CC drop not being detected on radar just yet, but it is definitely something that we need to keep an eye on. And this tornado warning is radar indicated at this time for the next 20 minutes. And then, of course, we do have an extended warning out ahead of it that goes into these two counties here. That includes Southern Tyler County and Western Hardin County in southeastern Texas. This warning will stay with us until 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We do continue to watch this warning out here just northeast or southeast of Kingwood, Texas. Rotation does continue. We have a classic hook echo, which is a radar signature that we usually look for the potential of a tornado that is imminent. We do have that tornado hook echo that is there. We do have the rotation that is there. And now we just need to keep an eye on this tornado warning as well. We got 19 more minutes on the warning. This is radar indicated. At 3:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado and was located over the Lake Houston area or near Kingwood, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Of course, hazard, a potential tornado could be imminent. Radar indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Kingwood and Lake Houston around 3:55 p.m. So we're just a little bit ahead of that time frame. If you're towards Dayton, 4:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Again, the storm is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Go ahead and start moving into your shelter. If you're in Huffman, it's probably very, very quiet out there right now as you are in the clear slot of this supercell. This being said, you're getting a lot of, there's potentially a lot of wind still blowing in, but you're still seeing a very quiet atmosphere out there. If you're in Huffman, seek shelter now. You're in a tornado warning, and you need to get to the lowest, the most secure room of your building or house. Alright, we got a particularly dangerous tornado warning that was just issued, radar indicated. So the National Weather Service in Galveston and Houston, Texas has a very large concern for this cell, as it is potentially about to produce a very dangerous tornado on the potentially here. Alright, so now we have a particularly dangerous tornado on the ground at this time and is continuing. A Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for areas in Louisiana with a tornado possible tag on it. We'll quickly talk about this warning that was just issued. If you're towards Manny, you need to go ahead and be seeking shelter. Matter of fact, this is a dangerous storm as well. This is something that we're going to have to continue to watch for as well. We got a classic almost hook echo with this storm, and it continues to move northeast as well. So if you're in Manny, Zoel, Pleasant Hill, Robeline, and Campty, if you're in those areas in Louisiana, go ahead and be seeking shelter now. That is another dangerous storm that we'll have to keep an eye on. The main threat right now is damaging winds and large hail. We continue to monitor the situation with this storm excuse me, towards Sam Houston. If you're in the area of Sam Houston, you need to go ahead and be seeking shelter now if you haven't already. Bear with me here. Alright, so our Reed Timmer, I'm watching his stream right now. He does potentially have a wall cloud on his stream with this Huffman storm. So if you're near Huffman, go ahead and be seeking shelter. You are under a tornado warning. This is a very important situation where you need to be getting to a safe place now. Lightning activity is picking up with both of these cells. That's indicating that we're getting winds in the upper atmosphere that is turning, and it's allowing those water particles and ice crystals to hit against each other, which is giving us that frequent lightning scene here. And that does continue. Our strongest rotation is going to be just to the north, where Trinity River Lake Estates and Van Via Settlement is in that warning. These two supercells are trailing right in behind each other. So if you are in these areas, you need to seek shelter now. I'm going to go ahead and read out our particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. A tornado warning remained in effect until 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for North Central Liberty County and Southeastern Polk counties. At 3:57 p.m. CST, a large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 7 miles southwest of Vauctaw, or 8 miles west of Ticket, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Damaging tornado is likely. This is a particularly dangerous tornado. You need to be taking shelter now. Radar indicated rotation. This is possibly a tornado on the ground. Impact. You are potentially in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter, and mobile homes may be destroyed or will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely. Complete destruction is possible. Locations impacted include Rye. You need to be seeking shelter now if you are in this tornado warning. Very tight rotation continues. It has weakened up just a little bit. That is some good news that I have in hand. But you need to be seeking shelter if you haven't yet. And if you're just now tuning in, we are covering 2 tornado warnings that is currently ongoing. Across the southeastern Texas region. Bear with me here. I'm working on a couple of things. We got a really classical hook echo here with our storm just west of Dayton, Texas now. And we actually have a funnel. We have a funnel being reported by Reed Timmer. Funnel being reported by Reed Timmer. Wall cloud. So you need to be seeking shelter now if you're in Eastgate, Gum Grove, and if you're anywhere east of that, you need to seek shelter now. We might as well, we did. We had a tornado on the ground just west of Franklin, and this might have since lifted, but a tornado was on the ground just west of Franklin earlier. So this storm continues on. We're going to continue to monitor it. Strong rotation continues. As of now, it has definitely broadened, but a tornado has already happened before and can happen again. Our cells south of the PDS, or particularly dangerous situation tornado warning, continues. The rotation has also broadened out just a little bit, but we are continuing to monitor it. This is a classical supercell look, and the one to the north is a classical QLCS look, if you will, which is a um, quasi-linear convective system. That's what the definition of QLCS means. If you haven't already, you need to be seeking shelter. I know I've said that a lot, but this is dangerous. This is a very dangerous situation. And I want to be sure you're in a safe place. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued to the south of these supercells. That includes Sheldon, Crosby, and Barrett. There's another supercell that we're going to have to keep a very close eye on, as it is continuing to rotate very lightly, which it does have a tornado possible tag on it, and winds up to 60 miles per hour. That is possible. Severe thunderstorm warning in Louisiana does continue for large half-dollar size hail, 60 mile per hour winds, and potentially a tornado. If you're not in a safe place and now in that area as well, you need to be getting there now. You need to be getting there. Our rotation does continue for the Vanva settlement. A tornado is likely still being produced over this area. We still have a life-threatening situation ongoing over this area. I want to see if I can pull up any potential chasers that is out here. Corey Gherkin is right near the rotation. So if we do get anything, Corey Gherkin will end up seeing it. This is on radar Omega. Gusty winds are definitely ongoing. You can see the winds are blowing near sideways. And Corey is just south of that circulation. It's continuing on northeast. Our tornado warning continues over in the next counties. We currently have three tornado warnings that is in effect until 4:15 and 4:30 Central Daylight Time. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, one near northeast of the Houston metro and the other one out towards the Manny, Louisiana area. These warnings will continue. We've got 2 chasers out and about, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of push their streams to the side here. It does appear that we could have a funnel. Yeah. So it does appear that we do have a funnel that is currently being seen towards our Huffman storm. This is now west of Dayton. We could have a tornado here very, very, very soon with this storm near Dayton, Texas. If you are out and about in Dayton, Texas, or west of it, you need to be seeking shelter now. So bear with me real quick. Tornado is likely now on the ground. We're fixing to likely get a observed tornado warning for this cell that is just west of Dayton, Texas. Again, if you are in Gum Grove and north of Gum Grove, I'm going to start calling out towns. Marthea, Fullerton, Kennefick. You need to be seeking shelter now. Tornado is on the ground. Tornado is on the ground. A very brief tornado just touched the ground on Reed's stream here. We're about to get a observed tornado warning for this system here. For this singular supercell, excuse me. Alright, there we go. I just notified that the National Weather Service that a tornado was on the ground and is likely continuing. We still have a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning in effect. This one will likely be allowed to expire within the next 5 minutes. Our other one continues for the next 20 minutes. Our rotation has thankfully let up by a whole lot, so the tornado warning will just be allowed to continue until 4:30 Central Daylight Time. The current tornado warning includes our counties of, bear with me, I'm trying to find the counties here. So Southern Tyler and Western Hardin counties, that does continue until 4:30 Central Daylight Time. If you're in those counties, go ahead and be seeking shelter, as we do still continue to have a tornado warning for your area. The rotation has definitely let up, thankfully, but you need to be seeking shelter because it is still there and still poses a threat. A new tornado warning is going to be needed here very soon east of Dayton, Texas. Northeast of Dayton, Texas. This is going to be including Simons, Bottom, Dayton Lakes. This is radar indicated. It is going to be observed. We just had a tornado on the ground with this system. So go ahead, be seeking shelter now. A tornado is potentially still on the ground. If you're near Hardin, Simons, Simons Bottom, Kennefick, Dayton Lakes, Sand Dune, Hardin, Lakeland, Maram, Jacob Settlement, Franklin, and Tanner Settlement. If you are in those areas, seek shelter now. A tornado is likely still ongoing, and you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Alright, bear with me. I do apologize. I'm over here thinking here. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Houston, Texas. We do have a rotating cell near Glenna Park. Tornado warning might be possible here very soon. That is a very broad rotation. Again, near Glenna Park. If you're in that area, go ahead and be prepared and seek shelter. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 32 minutes for a 60-mile-per-hour wind, and of course a tornado possible. Houston, just southwest of Houston, we got light rotation also continuing for this supercell. Bear with me here. I'm just watching the radar. So our particularly dangerous situation tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire. Our normal tornado warning will continue for the rural areas here of can't remember the counties, but that's going to continue for Western Hardin County for the next couple more minutes, 16 more minutes on that warning. But just a heads up for the folks near Mason Lake Estates and areas south of that, you need to go ahead and stay in your shelter because you got another tornado that is coming up right behind this one that is potentially on the ground. We're waiting on the National Weather Service to see if they agree on taking this to a observed tornado warning yet or not. Very tight couplet still continues on the newest radar scan. Still radar indicated. So we're going to continue to monitor these current warnings that have been issued. Bear with me, folks. Alright. So our tornado, we got 2 tornado warnings that still continues for the next few more minutes. One continues for 13 more minutes. That one will likely be allowed to expire. If not, a new tornado warning will get issued ahead of that, possibly including Consines and Silsbee, Texas, going into Louisiana here very soon. So if you're not in your safe place, go ahead and be seeking shelter because you do actually have another tornado coming in right behind you. We still have it radar indicated, so tornado likely lifted quickly there. Our supercell down here towards northeastern Houston, Texas, continues to try to wrap up here. That is something we need to keep an eye on. A tornado is going to be possible here very soon along that area. Gusty winds continues, but that is another broad area of rotation there that is starting up. I do apologize for the silence. I usually don't like to go silent on live streams, but I'm handling other social media platforms as well as I'm doing this live coverage. Tornado is still potentially ongoing or about to be ongoing towards the Hardin, Texas area. So if you're in Simon Bottom, Franklin, Jacob Settlement, Maram, go ahead and be seeking shelter now. If you haven't been already, you're currently under a tornado warning until, again, 4:30 Central Daylight Time. This storm has already produced a tornado, a very broad tornado, and that is 4:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Tornado warning Central Liberty County and Southeastern Texas until 4:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:11 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Dayton, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. This tornado is possible. This is a radar-indicated rotation that has been noted. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. The storm will be near Dayton, Kenny Flick, Dayton, and Dayton Lakes around 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We're just a little bit, about 5 minutes over that time, and Hardin around 4:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That is currently over Hardin at this time. So go ahead and take shelter now. Move into a basement or interior room, but as many walls as you can between you to protect you from the outside world. Again, this is a warning for areas just northwest of Hardin. If you're in Simon's Bottom, this is right on top of you. You're likely either in that clear slot. Excuse me. You're likely in that clear slot where that where the inflow is currently kind of pushing into that area. But it's probably not raining where you're at. You need to be staying in your shelter now as this is beginning to move right over you. And don't try to go outside and see it. Wait until after it passes, and even then, wait a couple minutes then. Franklin, Jacob Settlement, and Maram, go ahead and be seeking shelter as well. That includes you in Dayton Lakes as well, as this tornado will continue moving northeast. Not currently on the ground, but has a history of lightly touching down. We do have a tornado report that's just now coming in. Social media images of a tornado northwest of Dayton was reported. This is near Liberty County. So as I said, this supercell has a history of producing a tornado. Reed Timmer gracefully dominated that tornado when it was on the ground. Matter of fact, there was a small CC too. I don't know what the National Weather Service in Houston is doing, but there was a definite CC drop with this cell as well, so I have no idea what they're doing. They're not doing a great job today. I mean, they issued the warnings, yes, that's great, but just not doing a very great job. Excuse me. So our 2 tornado warnings continue. We got 8 more minutes on the one over the counties of Western Hardin County. And that will be allowed to expire around 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And I do believe that the rotation for this one has led up by a lot. They may let it drop earlier, or they just may let it go expire normal time. So we'll continue to watch that cell. We continue to see our severe thunderstorm warnings out towards the Houston metro, with both of them having tornado possible tags and 60-mile-per-hour winds possible as well. That will continue as well. Our severe thunderstorm warning out towards Manny is still active. We got 22 more minutes on it. $half size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds is continuing, or possible, excuse me, and that tornado, a spin-up tornado, is still possible as well. Frequent lightning is ongoing with these cells down south and northeast of Houston, the Houston metro. Tornado videos are being reported near Lake Houston. Where is that at? We're about to see where that's at. That's really close to where that tornado was. So I honestly don't know what the National Weather Service is doing, but give them some slack, I guess. Alright, so severe thunderstorm warning was added to kind of coincide with the tornado warning that was about to be allowed to expire. So severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for, bear with me, central Hardin County and southeastern Texas until 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Again, that's just a continuation ahead of that tornado warning that's about to be allowed to expire. 60 mile per hour wind gusts, small hail up to pea size, and a tornado is still possible, as rotation is still noted inside this thunderstorm. Tornado rotation continues just south of that, near Hardin, Texas, where we did originally have a tornado on the ground, and now it has since lifted. We have 20 more minutes on this warning. Two areas of rotation might be possible. So we continue with the one tornado warning. This one's just about to expire. Tornado watch does continue. Some counties were dropped out of the tornado watch, but we got the tornado watch that continues for 2 more hours, and severe thunderstorm watch also continues for another 2 more hours. They are probably going to let that tornado watch or severe thunderstorm watch go. We may get an extension into Louisiana slightly. Just west of Lafayette is an area that we could see a new tornado watch get issued later this evening. But as of now, we are looking good. We only got 1 tornado warning and 4 severe thunderstorm warnings at this time. Bear with me, folks. Trying to get our stream shared really quickly. Wow, a bunch of new videos are coming out as well. I would share some of the stuff that's coming out on YouTube, but unfortunately, due to copyright issues, that's not gonna be able to happen. Our severe threat continues. Severe threat does continue across the Houston metro, now moving east into extreme southeastern Texas. Our rotation has really broadened up on that storm that originally produced a brief tornado. That's good news. So areas out ahead of it, that includes east, west, northwest of Hardin, and going into the county that I've said 100 times, Hardin County. We are going to start beginning to see that weaken a little bit, which is great news for you folks, because that means you don't have to worry too much. But I still want you to be prepared just in case the rotation does pick up and get issued again. Or becomes an issue, if you will. So we currently have one tornado warning that continues until 4:45 Central Daylight Time. We got 16 more minutes. Again, the rotation on it is very broad now, which is great news. So areas northwest of Hardin, you're still in a tornado warning, and you should still stay in your shelter. Wouldn't surprise me if we potentially get a new tornado warning out ahead of it, or either that, a replacement severe thunderstorm warning. Rotation does slightly continue with the storm in Hardin County, Texas. There's some very broad rotation that does continue to move northeast. We'll have to continue to monitor that. Our severe thunderstorm warning and our severe thunderstorm warning near Sheldon and Crosby, Texas was allowed to expire. Our other one continues for 15 minutes just east of the Houston Metro. The velocity couplets on these storms have really weakened, but a new severe thunderstorm warning could be possible. Slight rotation is likely still ongoing with this storm east of Crosby. Maybe a special weather statement will be needed for that. If not, another severe thunderstorm warning here soon. And we do continue with our other severe thunderstorm warning out in Louisiana. That includes Manny, Robeline, Campty, Pleasant Hill. Those areas out there are still under that severe thunderstorm warning. Good news is most of it's weakened. This warning may be allowed to expire here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. We might get something issued out ahead of this storm here just east of Manning, as it is still producing some smaller hail likely and gustier winds, and of course frequent lightning, or 1 or 2 flashes of lightning, if you will. 3 different severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 tornado warning does continue. Corey Gherkin and many others are currently on this cell north of Hardin. We'll see if they catch anything. Special weather statement or a severe thunderstorm warning. Likely going to be a special weather statement. Could get issued, if not already, for this one sail out towards Zavala, Texas, as it does have some small hail potentially falling. And there's the special weather statement, as I mentioned. It was just issued, so just east of Zavala, a special weather statement was issued there. Pineland, Hemp Hill, and St. Augustine. Those areas have been issued under a special weather statement. Nothing too concerning. Penny-sized hail is still likely, though, and frequent lightning and gusty winds. We got 12 more minutes on that tornado warning over Hardin, Texas. The live stream just on the left corner of your screen, that would be Corey Gherkin, currently stationed just barely north of this warning here. If you're in Franklin, Jacob Settlement, Maram, and Tanner Settlement, stay in your safe place. If you're out ahead of that in Trinity River Lake Estates, Vanva, Big Ticket Lullaby, or Loboli, and Duck Cat Settlement, go ahead and continue, or go ahead and be seeking shelter, if you will. We could get an extension to this tornado warning here very soon. The rotation does continue. For this supercell in general, so go ahead and be seeking shelter if you haven't already out ahead of this. Nothing on CC, which is great news. Frequent lightning does continue, though. That being said, a lot of rotations in the atmosphere, allowing for a lot of water particles and whatnot starting to kind of mass into each other, which is causing sparks in the upper atmosphere, which is, causing that lightning. A lot of broad rotation does continue. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this warning here is allowed to expire. If not, within the next couple of minutes, could become a special weather statement. We're kind of chill because things are slowing down just a little bit, but I still want you folks out ahead of this tornado warning here and Duckett settlement, a big ticket, Laboli. Okay, tornado warning was issued. Okay, that makes sense. I was looking at that. So if you're out in Laboli in those areas, you need to be seeking shelter. But now Dayton, Liberty, and Hardin, you're back in a tornado warning as we got an area of rotation that was seen by the National Weather Service of Houston. I thought about talking about that, but that is broad rotation that is currently ongoing. And a tornado warning was issued now for that. So be seeking shelter now. Put as many walls as you possibly can between you. Move away from doors and windows. And stay in your safe place until the warning is allowed to expire. I'll explain a little bit more in here just one moment. So, Hardin, you are currently in a new tornado warning. You need to be seeking shelter. If you're in Dayton, Liberty, and Hardin, you got a tornado warning that continues for the next 24 minutes. The National Weather Service in League City has issued a tornado warning for Southern Liberty County, Southeastern Liberty County, and Southeastern Texas until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:34 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Dayton, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazard tornado. Source: this is radar indicated. Impact flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed, and damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles are likely. Tree damage is also likely, or will occur, and tree damage is likely. There we go. This dangerous storm will be near Liberty, Dayton, Kennefic around 4:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That is within the next 3 minutes. Amos, Hardin, and Dayton Lakes around 4:45 p.m. That's within the next about 3 to 10 minutes. Go ahead and be seeking shelter now if you haven't already. If you live in a town with tornado sirens, those are likely going off at this time. A very tight couplet is beginning to show on radar, which is why this tornado warning has been issued. Smaller towns that may need to go ahead and be paying attention is Stilson, South Dayton, Ladd, and of course Dayton. That's the closest towns there. Storm is moving at, let's see, 35 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and draw a storm track. It's moving northeast. Correct. Yep. It's moving northeast. One thing with the areas of rotation as well, how quick they develop. I don't understand why it's doing that. I'm not able to draw a storm track, evidently. There we go. I might have got it working now, and I do believe I have. Alright, so 45 miles per hour. We got a little broad area of rotation that continues to move northeast, or northwest actually, at 45 miles per hour. There we go. And it just doesn't want to work when I draw it out this far. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's interesting. Alright, so Storm Track doesn't want to work for me today. But if you are just south of Dayton or in Dayton, go ahead and be seeking shelter now. Tornado is potentially ongoing. That is a fairly tight couplet. No CC drop is being detected. Our CC is used to look at if there's anything different from a raindrop or hail. We can detect big hail spikes on CC, but the main thing that we use our correlation coefficient is for debris that's potentially being lofted up in the air. And right now our correlation coefficient is not showing that. And so that is something that is good, but unfortunately our rotation does continue. If you're in Hardin, there's broad rotation that's still going there, but the warning is going to be dropped, and I believe we're going to be warningless there. We got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that will continue for the next few more minutes. That one in Louisiana is fixing to be expired as well, so we'll be left with 2 warnings if one is not issued. Lots of pictures have been taken of the tornado that was on the ground earlier, and the National Weather Service didn't confirm it. Of course, it was very brief, so that's understandable. Bear with me, folks. Alright, so that rotation's beginning to move into Dayton, Texas. If you're not in your safe place now, move into your safe place. Move there now. That tornado warning has been cut off just a little bit. So areas in Wadley, you're now out of the tornado warning. Areas east of Wadley, that includes Dayton, South Liberty, Amos, Frigid Settlement, Woodson, DeSeta, Hull, Hardin, Sandouni, Kennefic, Dayton Lakes, and Lakeland. You're still in a tornado warning until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A tornado is likely fixing to be ongoing here within the next several minutes. That's a very, very tight rotation, so it wouldn't surprise me if we get a spotter report on this storm of maybe a wall cloud. I wonder if we can get a camera up. And going for that area. If you're just now tuning in, we are covering a larger, or what was supposed to be a larger event. This is a more localized event for Houston area, where we've had a couple tornado warnings issued, a couple severe thunderstorm warnings also issued, and we've actually had 2 tornadoes touch the ground earlier today. I will mention that the good news is we are seeing storms continue to kind of let up, but we need to really watch this area as the environment east of this area continues to show the more. What am I trying to say? Our environment looks more interesting to the east. While a lot of the morning convection killed the storms over Houston, uh, we haven't had a lot of morning convection over Beaumont and Port Arthur going into Lake Charles, Louisiana. So that is something that is concerning and something that will continue to be monitored within the next several hours. Excuse me. Unfortunately, we don't have sky camps out towards this area, so we're just kind of clueless. But our severe thunderstorm warning in Louisiana and our tornado warning in Texas was allowed to expire. We do continue to have the tornado warning over Dayton for another few more minutes. Warning is not allowed to expire until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Continuing to watch this little area that is still severe thunderstorm warning for the next 30 minutes. That does have some broad rotation still showing up on radar. And even the cells here have some broad rotation. Right now it looks more of a wind threat, but that would concur a tornado warning if it does continue to strengthen potentially. So we do actually have a new area of rotation right here, north of Hardin. That is something that needs to be monitored real closely. And that was the area that was warned earlier. Alright, bear with me and I will be right back. I apologize about that, folks. We still continue to have a tornado warning for the areas of Hardin and Dayton, Texas. This is a radar indicated tornado warning. Still have a very tight couplet that could produce a tornado here in the next few minutes. What was that? Okay, radar indicated. So Dayton, you are now out of the tornado warning. And the tornado warning does continue for Liberty and Hardin Liberty and Hardin. Tornado warning was just issued. That jump scared me a bit. That's probably going to be, yep, for this rotation that was still noted rotating, as I mentioned earlier. I did talk about this cell potentially getting issued by a tornado warning here very soon. So that is a new tornado warning, just bear with me. This is beginning to move very close into Louisiana. We're getting closer here. But if you're north of Contizi, Texas, you have been issued under a tornado warning for the next 25 minutes. This is radar indicated. The National Weather Service in Lake Charles has issued a tornado warning for south central Tyler County and southeastern Texas, northeastern Hardin County, and southeastern Texas until 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Village Mills or north of Wildwood, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Tornado is possible. Radar indicated rotation has been noted. An impact by flying debris will be dangerous to those caught outside without shelter. If in a mobile home, be moving to a safe place immediately. A tornado possible severe thunderstorm, or started building immediately, if you will. Again, a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar-sized hail. For areas south of San Augustine, Texas, again, that is south San Augustine, Texas, a tornado warning probably within the next couple of minutes could be something that may get warranted here, as that is rotating fairly well. And that's something we need to keep an eye on. Our rotation for Liberty continues. Again, Dayton and South Dayton, you're out of this warning. Liberty, Sandoon, Hardin, Lakeland, Fridge Settlement, and DeSoto, you're still in this tornado warning for the next 8 minutes. And I do believe they could extend this warning as well. We're having quick spin-up tornadoes just east of Crosby, Texas. That is northeast of the Houston metro. Gusty winds is currently ongoing. A severe thunderstorm warning probably going to get issued, if not a special weather statement. A tornado warning could get issued for the smaller pockets of rotation within this line that is beginning to move east of the Houston metro. That's something that I need you folks to pay attention to. Areas around Bay City, we have multiple little areas of very broad rotation across that entire line. So the farther east it goes, you need to be paying attention. So that's east of Bay City. Go ahead and have your eyes peeled for a potential tornado warning in the meantime, in the near future. Two tornado warnings and two severe thunderstorm warnings continue. One was issued for areas south of San Augustine, Texas, until this warning is until 5:30 Central Daylight Time. We got this other severe thunderstorm warning that continues for another 21 minutes. It doesn't expire until, bear with me, until 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's within the next couple of minutes. Tornado warning and near Liberty is going to expire here very shortly, or at 5 p.m. A new tornado warning may get extended or added. That would include Hardin and areas in Tanner Settlement, Maram, Duncan Settlement, and Big Tail Lullaby and Baston. So these areas were in a warning earlier. You'll likely be in a warning again, as there is a good amount of rotation in this storm. Rotation just south of this as well, just south of Liberty. If this does continue, wouldn't surprise me at all if we see another tornado warning get issued here. That would include areas of Moss Bluff, Shiloh, Tivit, Moore Settlement, and Devers in Texas. That's another area of rotation that looks fairly strong. Wouldn't surprise me at all either if we get at least 1 or 2 or 3 tornado warnings across this entire line near Pasadena and Baytown, if it does continue to rotate down here. This is a new area of rotation that's beginning to pop up, so they're monitoring that. This area of rotation is also going to have to be monitored. So these cells are really just rotating out of place to place. We got 2 tornado warnings, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. That does continue. If you're out and about in like West Houston, a couple leftover scattered rain showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder is possible, but your severe threat's really starting to dwindle down, or die down, if you will. And that's great news there. Once these storms move east of Houston, I will kind of call it there. That's saying that Houston, you would be out of the way. But right now, you still got a couple storms that could go tornado warned. So, don't want to say anything just yet. Nothing else is being reported as of now. But Reed had a pretty amazing tornado on the ground earlier. That was pretty cool to see live. Alright, so we did just get a new tornado warning issued for another 18 minutes. That does include Hardin, once again, Tanner Settlement, Marong, Duckton Settlement, and Big Ticket Lullaby. Due to that rotation still being strong enough to warrant a new tornado warning. We got 18 more minutes on this newer warning, and it is not expected to expire until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And I will go ahead and call out your town names. If you are in Hardin, if you're in Sundin, Fringe Settlement, Hardin, Lakeland, Hull, Tanner Settlement, Duckton Settlement, going into Big Ticket Lullaby, be seeking shelter now. Put as many walls as you can, put as many walls as you can between you and away from the outside world to keep you safe. Warning is expected to continue for the next several minutes. It will not expire until 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I do apologize. I was typing out a new post onto the Twitter. Our tornado threat is slowly continuing. We got 3 tornado warnings. One is just about to be expired, if not already. If you're in Hardin, Texas, stay in your safe place now. You are in a tornado warning until 5 p.m. or 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This warning is for radar indicated rotation. This is where our rotation is. You got your greens going towards the radar, or your red, your dark red, and your light red to peach color going away, towards and away the radar there, away from the radar. And this area of rotation continues to move north. So Hardin, you're in the direct path. Tanner, the community of Tanner Settlement, you're in the direct path there. And Hardin is a decently big town. So I just want to make sure we don't have anything on the ground. CC, our correlation coefficient's not showing anything, thankfully. And our correlation coefficient's what shows us if there is anything different from rain droplets and hailstones in the sky. Usually just shows us if debris is being lofted in the air. What you're looking at on the right side of the screen is called velocity, or high-res velocity, which is high-resolution velocity. This shows us the turning of the winds in the upper atmosphere, which usually gives us an indication if there's strong gusty winds or tornadoes. And of course, your reflectivity shows you the significance of the rain or hail or snow that is ongoing. Frequent lightning continues on the sail over Hardin. We have 2 tornado warnings and 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that continue. Continuing to watch the area south of the Hardin storm, as we could be having a new area of rotation starting up here. Tornado warning could be possible, but if not, a severe thunderstorm warning might be added. Same thing with these storms south of Dayton. Rotation does continue with this sail south of San Augustine, but it's very broad. Main threat is damaging gusty winds and larger hail. See what Corey's got. Nothing. Got a bunch of rain, but both are on these storms. Looks like the rotation's really starting to fall off on the Hardin sail. Starting to really die down, which is great news. But it is still there, just in between the fridge settlement and Hardin. So stay in your safe place. And there is that new tornado warning, as I was mentioning. So we do have a new tornado warning for this rotation near DeSoto and Devers. Seek shelter immediately if you haven't already. I mentioned your area now, or earlier, how the rotation was starting to show there. And there it is. And so bear with me, I'm issuing the warning onto our social media pages. And we're also going to check out an area that I was just hinted at on social media of a possible tornado on the ground. So I'm going to quickly talk about this one. We continue to see a new tornado warning that was just issued by League City, the National Weather Service in League City, for southwestern or eastern Liberty County and southeastern Texas until 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:01 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Amos or near Liberty, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. A tornado is possible. Source radar indicated rotation has been noted. Impact flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles is possible, and tree damage is likely. Seek shelter now if you are out towards Moore Settlement, Woodson, DeSoto, or Daisiota, Hull, and Hogpen Crossing. If you're not in a safe place now, go ahead and be making it there now. or immediately, if you will. Bear with me once again, I do apologize. I'm just typing out this new warning that was issued. There we go. And we are going to check out a new area of rotation that could be producing a tornado. That is currently unwarned, so I want to quickly look at that. I'm not 100% sure where that area was either. Let me see. Lynchburg. I don't exactly know where that is. Alright. So we currently have 3 tornado warnings. All 3 of them have very decent rotation on them. We got the one north of Count Z. That includes Village Mills and areas south of that. This warning continues for the next 9 minutes and will probably get extended. Radar indicated rotation. The warning will expire around 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's within the next 9 minutes. Both warnings here. The warning for Hardin expires in the next 9 minutes, as it will expire at 5:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time as well. And the newest warning, which will continue for the next 24 minutes, is expected to expire around 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We have 2 areas of, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that does continue. The one near the San Augustine, Texas region. And this one that has 8 more minutes near County, Texas. Go ahead and be seeking shelter if you are in any of these current severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings. Welcome in, Ian. Sorry I didn't see your comment there. Welcome in. And feel free to ask any questions. If you see anything, feel free to kind of let me in on that. But as of now, we got these 3 areas of rotation that are currently trying to warn. There is an area west of Count Z that has a broad rotation as well. That's something that will continue to be monitored. But areas north of Hardin, if you're in Hardin now, you should be able to come out of your safe place. Areas east of Hardin, northeast of Hardin, you need to be seeking shelter still. That includes Batson, Rattlesnake Bead, Saratoga, Texas. That will be until this rotation really begins to weaken, and thankfully it really has. It's lightened up by a lot, so honestly I don't think we could get one more tornado warning with it, but I seriously don't think we'll see anything with that. They'll just let that warning drop unless the rotation does strengthen within the next couple of minutes. The ones that are tuning in, we're covering this regional severe weather outbreak out towards the Texas southeastern Texas and going into Louisiana. Thankfully, a lot of the storms have stayed pretty tamed, but it did definitely get busy for a good minute. Both our tornado warnings near Hardin and near the area near Village Mills are fixing to be allowed to expire within the next 6 minutes. We might get an extension with the one south of Warren or near the Fred area. We could get a new warning issued there. We're starting to move into a radar hole, so it's making it harder to see what's going on, but that is something that continues to be watched. If you're in Devers, Moore Settlement, Woodson, DeSoto, Hogpen Crossing, you're still in a tornado warning for the next 20 minutes. This area of rotation is still looking fairly interesting and has my eye, so if you're not in your safe place now, go ahead and be moving there immediately. And we did just get a special weather statement issued for the Old River Winfrey. This area, if allowed to really strengthen, we could have something interesting develop out here as well. So that's going to be east of the Houston Metro. We have 20 more minutes on our severe thunderstorm warning just south of San Augustine, Texas, with a tornado possible tag on it and half dollar size hail with 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. Okay, there it is. Three tornado warnings still ongoing. We are fixing to lose at least 2 of them within the next 4 minutes, including that one severe thunderstorm warning, which we could see a new one issued for the areas of Kirbyville in the future. But right now, it looks to me that these storms are broadening out right now. Very frequent lightning is ongoing with this storm or cell north of Baytown, Texas. So if you are outside, be moving indoors. There's a lot of lightning ongoing within the past 10 minutes there. See if I can fix up something real quick while we're at it. Still a lot of tornado pictures still coming in on Twitter. Due to that earlier tornado that we had. But all in all, nothing else is coming in. No real damage has been reported just yet. Although environment, okay, so just now coming in, the environment does continue to support the likelihood of more severe weather out towards Louisiana. So I mentioned your area earlier. If you are around Lake Charles, Louisiana, a tornado watch is likely to be issued here very soon. That would be Lake Charles and going into Alexandria. If you're in those areas, you need to be prepared for a tornado watch likely being issued here very, very soon. It'd be nice if I can get somebody to do social media stuff for me, but as of now, it's just me controlling the social media. Might have had a trainer on the ground in Dayton Lakes as well, but nothing yet. Alright, let me go ahead and pull up this real quick. So a new trainer warning, a new trainer watch is possible for the areas near Lake Charles and Lafayette, Louisiana, as the system will continue to move east, bringing the real chance of several more spin-up tornadoes at that. Both tornado warnings have been allowed to expire. We have one tornado warning that does continue for Devers and DeSoto, Texas, and then that one severe thunderstorm warning that does continue for areas north of Pineland, Texas. So if you're in those areas, just a heads up, tornado is possible, and of course gusty winds and larger hail is still possible as well. Both of these warnings are expected to expire around 5:30 Central Daylight Time. If you are in the areas of Devers and DeSoto, be staying in your safe place. We're not done yet. The rotation has thankfully broadened up by a lot, just a little bit there, but it does continue and it needs to really be monitored. We'll see what the National Weather Service thinks. I think we are moving into a new area that the National Weather Service is covering, which usually takes them a little bit longer at times to issue newer warnings. But a new tornado warning could be possible out ahead of this current warning for DeSoto and Devers, so that's just a heads up there. We do have a special weather statement now for Bay City. Multiple areas of quick spin-up tornadoes is still possible down here, but that is beginning to move offshore and won't be a large deal for too long. Okay, so we are actually now getting damage reports, so I spoke a little too soon, unfortunately. But multiple trees are down on mobile homes out and across Liberty County, Texas. So that's just a heads up there that we likely had a tornado on the ground, and there's likely going to be a lot of cleanup out there. So we currently have one last tornado warning for, let's see, what county is this? Bear with me. For the areas of Liberty County still. That will continue to be monitored. If this cell right here can really swing out and get its act together, we may see another area of rotation really try to show out. Right now, gusty damaging winds up to 30, 40, and 50 miles per hour is possible, with hail in between it as well. I'm just a little curious about our environment out ahead of these storms. If you're tuning in to the calmer weather, if you will, we are covering what was a pretty active couple minutes. Now we are starting to slow down just for a little bit here. We do still have an active tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning across southeastern Texas. That does include areas in Devers and DeSoto, and that's for your tornado warning. We also have the severe thunderstorm warning near San Augustine, Texas. That has been continued, but only exists for another 11 minutes. So they did expire areas south of it out of the warning. We're likely going to see that warning be dropped here soon as well. Really watching this area around Eldon Cove, Old River Wine Free, and Mount Bellevue. That area could have strong gusty winds and a potential tornado in the future as the system continues. So, severe thunderstorm warning might happen within the next couple minutes to an hour, or a tornado warning could be included, especially down here near Cove, Texas. So that's just a heads up if you're out there towards Cove. So we will actually have a lot of instability out ahead of this, near 1,500 or close to 2,000. Cape could be out ahead of this, and our Cape is our convective available potential energy. It is what helps our storms really begin to develop and mature, if you will. And there's our severe thunderstorm warning that I was just talking about. Tornado possible tag has been added. Wouldn't surprise me within the next couple of minutes that we could see this really tighten, and we may see a tornado warning get added as well. But a tornado possible tag has been issued with the severe thunderstorm warning for Old River, Winfrey, and Cove, Texas. And a new tornado warning. No, I do apologize. Never mind. Never mind. So I thought that was a new tornado warning, but not yet. So 2 severe thunderstorm warnings now ongoing. We got an hour left on our severe thunderstorm and tornado watch. An hour and 38 minutes left. We got 8 more minutes on our current tornado warning for Liberty County. I do think they're going to allow this one to expire. We could see something get issued out ahead of it near Sour Lake and County, Texas. But as of now, I believe that warning is going to be allowed to expire. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for the Cove and Old River Winery, or Wine Free, excuse me. And our severe thunderstorm warning up in Texas over here near San Augustine has 8 more minutes on it as well. We could see a special weather statement get issued for this one here in the next several minutes or so. If not, they'll just allow the warning to expire. If you want to say hello and stream, feel free to. Gusty winds up to 60-70 miles per hour is possible near the Old River Wine Free and the Cove, Texas area. As this storm continues to move east-northeast. Spin up tornadoes is still possible, as we do have a tornado possible tag on it. Locations impacted include Northern Baytown, Barriott, Mont Bellevue, Old River Wine Free, Cove, and the areas of Walleysville and Hankermer, Texas. I do believe we are actually starting to try to see some quick spin up tornadoes there. So we'll really have to monitor this area, but all tornado warnings has at this time been dropped. Our special weather statement was issued for the with that severe thunderstorm warning south of San Augustine. A new one was issued for the areas south of Shreveport. These are becoming a little bit more linear. Um, as the evening goes on, we'll have to watch these if they end up going as a squall line or anything like that. We'll stay live for a few more minutes, but if things change, we will end up letting out or end up letting the live stream go for just a little bit. I'm actually going to try to work on the radar live stream part, but right now I'm really trying to stay on for this storm currently sitting over Old River, Winefree, and Cove, as that one could be our next quick spin up tornado producer, if you will. We've been live for about 1 hour and 37 minutes, just about now. Alright. And if you are tuning in, we're covering the severe weather conditions currently ongoing. I wouldn't say outbreak, but just the current severe weather threat across the southeastern Texas and into southwestern Louisiana. As the evening goes on, current time is 5:26 to 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and at least 4 special weather statements. That does continue. A new tornado watch is expected or possible out towards into Louisiana. That would be southwestern Louisiana. Let's see if I can fix this up real quick. Since things are slowing down, we don't have to really deal with too much. If you're out towards the Old River Winefree, go ahead and be paying attention to this and seeking shelter. You are currently under severe thunderstorm warning, but I am watching this little couplet. It looks to be there's just this little couplet that's trying to show up here near that area. We could have a quick spin up tornado. Just a heads up. Gusty wind out ahead of this line near Cove is possible. This area right here is really concerning me. It could be just a bunch of noise because radar is a bit finicky out here, but I do believe we are having a couple little tight couplets out here that are trying to form. So just a heads up out there. Let's see. We got 1 minute on that severe thunderstorm warning just south of San Augustine, Texas. So I'm pretty sure they've already allowed it to expire at this point. A possible tornado is currently, let's see, we do have some light rotation that is being detected on radar near Kirbyville, Texas. So if you're out near Kirbyville, Texas, that's just a heads up for you there, as broad rotation might be being detected there. And as a matter of fact, there's areas north of Selsby as well, or Silsby, and Sour Lake that are broadly rotating. So a lot of areas that are continuing to really rotate right this second. Again, that Old River Winfrey area needs to, folks out there need to stay aware as well. Severe thunderstorm warning was allowed to expire in Louisiana, or not Louisiana, but in that area of near central Texas. So we're down to one severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. Has 15 more minutes. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead and end off the stream for now. But we will be back if things... I'll be right back. We will be back if things continue to rock up, but I'm going to try to work on a radar for us to use. But in the midterms,